Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into something big,
Yeah, really fascinating stuff.
especially for those of us over 50.
Oh, absolutely.
We're talking all about the work of Dr. Kirk Erickson
Leading neuroscientists.
and some incredible discoveries.
Yeah, about how exercise can impact our brains as we age.
That's right, we're talking about sharpening memory, boosting mood,
And sleep.
better sleep, all through exercise.
All natural, accessible way to maybe turn back the clock on brain aging.
Love that. And the best part is,
The best part.
you don't have to be a lifelong fitness buff to reap the benefits.
Right, even people who haven't been active can see real improvements.
That's encouraging.
It is.
So let's get into the specifics.
All right.
Dr. Erickson highlights the hippocampus as key in all this.
Uh-huh.
Remind us, what makes the hippocampus so important,
Sure, so as we age...
especially as we age?
Yeah, well, the hippocampus is vital for forming new memories.
Okay.
And what's cool is it's one of the few brain areas where neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells, can happen even in adulthood.
Wow.
But as we age, this process slows down.
And that contributes to age-related decline.
Exactly.
Okay, so where does exercise come in?
Right?
I'm guessing it's not just about physical fitness.
You got it. Dr. Erickson's research has actually shown that exercise,
Okay.
especially aerobic exercise like brisk walking,
Mm-hmm.
can increase the size of the hippocampus.
Really? Even in older adults?
It's in an older adult.
Wait, so are you saying just walking a few times a week
Yeah,
could actually reverse age-related brain shrinkage?
it's possible.
That's wild. Is there something specific about exercise that causes this?
Well, there are a few key things at play.
Okay.
First, exercise increases blood flow to the brain.
More oxygen and nutrients.
Exactly. And that's like giving those brain cells an energy drink.
I love that, like a supercharged fuel system for our brains.
Yeah, a good analogy. Second, exercise stimulates production of a protein called BDNF,
BDNF.
brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It acts like fertilizer for the brain,
Oh, interesting.
promotes growth and survival of new brain cells, especially in the hippocampus.
So it helps those new brain cells thrive.
Exactly.
Okay, so exercise delivers resources and creates an ideal environment for growth.
You got it.
If it's so good for the hippocampus, can we ditch brain games then?
Not necessarily. It's
Oh.
not a replacement for keeping our minds engaged.
Right.
Think of it as a two-pronged approach. Healthy brain needs both.
Physical and mental stimulation.
Yes.
Gotcha. Got to find a balance.
And the good news is,
Good, dude.
you don't have to become a marathon runner or anything.
Good.
Just aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week.
Okay.
Like a brisk 30-minute walk 5 times a week.
Totally doable.
Right.
But what about people who maybe have health issues or haven't been active?
That's a great question.
Can they still benefit?
Absolutely. It's never too late to start.
That's great to hear.
Even moderate activity can make a difference.
Right.
Even if you've been sedentary for years, you can still see improvements.
That's reassuring.
But of course, it's always wise to consult with your doctor before starting anything new.
Good point. So in his lecture, Dr. Erickson called exercise a sledgehammer effect on the body.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
What do you mean by that?
Well, he was really highlighting that the benefits of exercise go way beyond the brain.
Oh, interesting.
It's like a cascade of positive effects.
Like a ripple effect.
Exactly. It influences everything: mood, sleep, cardiovascular health, immune function.
Wow. So it's good for so much more than just our brains.
Absolutely.
We've talked about the benefits for the hippocampus, but what are some other ways that exercise helps our brains and bodies, especially as we age?
Well, let's start with blood flow.
Okay.
As we get older, our blood vessels become less flexible,
Oh, that can't be good.
and blood flow to the brain decreases.
Leading to cognitive decline.
Right, and increased risk of stroke.
Yikes.
But exercise helps counteract that
Wow.
by improving cardiovascular health. It makes blood vessels more elastic and promotes better circulation.
So it's like a tune-up for our entire vascular system,
Exactly.
keeping everything running smoothly.
Yeah, keeping our brains and bodies well nourished even as we age.
Makes sense. Are there other benefits beyond blood flow?
Definitely. Exercise also plays a big role in reducing inflammation.
Inflammation.
Yeah, it's a natural process.
Oh, right. Helps our bodies heal.
Exactly, and fight off infection.
But too much isn't good.
Right. As we age, chronic inflammation can actually contribute to various health issues.
Like cognitive decline.
Yeah, and even neurodegenerative diseases.
That's scary.
But exercise helps regulate our inflammatory response.
So it's like protecting our brains and bodies from damage,
Precisely.
keeping inflammation in check.
Exactly. Now let's talk about mood.
Okay.
We all know exercise can make us feel good,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
especially important as we age.
I always feel better after a workout.
Right.
Why is that? What's the science behind it?
Well, exercise stimulates the release of endorphins.
Endorphins, those feel-good chemicals.
Exactly. They're natural painkillers and mood elevators.
Okay.
But it goes beyond just endorphins.
Really?
Exercise also increases levels of other neurochemicals like dopamine and serotonin.
Which are important for?
They play crucial roles in regulating mood, motivation, feelings of well-being.
So exercise is like a natural antidepressant and mood booster.
You got it. And it has no side effects.
That's fantastic, especially for those of us dealing with age-related mood changes or stress.
It can make a big difference.
Speaking of things that get harder as we age, what about sleep?
Ah, yes, sleep.
Many people have trouble sleeping as they get older.
It's true.
Exercise can help with that too, right?
It can.
I definitely noticed a difference in my sleep when I've been active.
Right.
But how does it work? Does it just tire us out?
It's a bit more than that.
Okay.
Exercise helps regulate our circadian rhythms.
Circadian rhythms?
Those are our natural sleep-wake cycles, influenced by light and darkness. Oh, right, our internal clock.
Exactly. Regular physical activity keeps those rhythms in sync.
So it's easier to fall asleep and wake up refreshed.
Precisely. And remember how we talked about exercise reducing inflammation?
Uh-huh.
Well, inflammation can also interfere with sleep.
Oh, wow, so it helps indirectly, too.
Exactly. By reducing inflammation, exercise also contributes to better sleep quality.
It's amazing how everything is connected.
It really is.
We've talked about the hippocampus, BDNF, blood flow, inflammation, mood, and even sleep.
A lot of ground covered.
I'm starting to see how powerful that sledgehammer effect really is.
It's quite remarkable.
But there's still so much more to explore.
There is.
In the next part of our deep dive, I'm hoping we can delve deeper into neuroplasticity
Yes, good idea.
and uncover even more ways to use exercise for a healthier brain as we age.
Sounds good to me. I'm looking forward to it. Welcome back. It's great to continue exploring Dr. Erickson's research.
I'm ready for more. We were just getting into neuroplasticity.
Right. It sounds like it's key to understanding how exercise can keep our brains sharp.
It is, especially as we age.
So how does it work?
Well, neuroplasticity is essentially the brain's ability to change and reorganize.
So it's always evolving.
Yeah, throughout our lives.
Oh.
It's what allows us to learn, form memories, adapt to new experiences.
Like our brains are constantly working out.
That's a great way to put it. So how does exercise help?
Well, it plays a huge role in enhancing neuroplasticity, especially as we get older.
Is it just about blood flow and oxygen?
It's part of it, but there's more.
Okay.
Remember BDNF, that brain boost in protein.
Yeah, the fertilizer.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exercise increases BDNF, which promotes new brain cell growth.
And strengthens the connections between neurons.
You got it. That's essential for neuroplasticity.
So our brains can rewire and adapt better.
Exactly.
And that leads to better cognitive function.
It can, yeah.
Like what?
Improved memory, attention, processing speed, even executive function.
Executive function.
You know, planning, organizing, decision-making.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, those higher-level skills.
Exactly.
So it's not just memory that gets a boost.
Nope, it's a whole range of abilities.
That's great news for those of us worried about age-related decline.
It is. And, when we talk about neuroplasticity, it's not just about physical changes. It's also about creating the right conditions.
Okay, like what? What kind of conditions help our brains thrive?
Well, we've touched on a few. Diet, sleep, and stress management.
Makes sense.
They all play a big role in supporting neuroplasticity.
Okay, let's break those down a bit.
Okay, let's start with diet.
Fuel for the brain.
Exactly. Our brains need the right nutrients to function, just like any other organ.
So what should we be eating?
A diet rich in fruits, veggies, whole grains, healthy fats.
The good stuff.
Exactly. Those provide the building blocks for healthy brain cells and neurotransmitters.
Neurotransmitters.
The chemical messengers that allow brain cells to communicate.
Oh, right. So it's all about communication.
It is. And antioxidants are super important.
Antioxidants.
Abundant in fruits and veggies.
Okay.
They protect our brains from damage caused by free radicals.
Free radicals.
Those unstable molecules that can harm our cells.
Ah, the bad guys.
Right. And don't forget omega-3 fatty acids.
Those are good for the brain.
Essential, actually. They help build and maintain brain cell membranes.
Where do we find those?
Fatty fish, walnuts, flax seeds.
So eating a rainbow of colorful foods plus some healthy fats is key.
It's a good recipe for a healthy brain.
Now, what about sleep? We know exercise can help us sleep better,
It can.
but why is sleep so important for brain health in general?
Well, sleep is like a reset button for our brains.
Okay,
It's when our brains consolidate memories, clear out toxins, and repair themselves.
makes sense.
When we don't get enough sleep, all those processes are messed up.
Leading to cognitive impairment, mood swings, you name it.
Exactly. And the connection between sleep and neuroplasticity is really interesting.
How so?
Studies have shown that enough sleep actually enhances neuroplasticity.
Makes our brains more adaptable.
Right. While sleep deprivation hinders it.
So we're less able to learn new things.
And adapt to new experiences, yeah.
Wow, so sleep is crucial.
It is. Not just for feeling rested, but for our brains to function at their best.
Okay, what about stress? We all know stress is bad,
It is, yeah.
but does it physically impact our brains?
It does, actually.
Perfectly.
When we're stressed, our bodies release cortisol.
Cortisol, the stress hormone,
Right. And while it's helpful in small amounts, too much can damage brain cells,
like in the hippocampus.
especially there.
So stress is literally shrinking our brains.
In a way, yeah.
That's scary. So how do we manage stress?
Well, things like mindfulness, meditation, yoga, being in nature can help.
Those all sound relaxing.
They are. They activate our parasympathetic nervous system,
Which is
our body's rest and digest mode.
the opposite of fight or flight.
Exactly. It counteracts stress and promotes calm.
It's all about balance.
It is. Finding that balance between fight or flight and rest and digest.
Okay, I get it.
That balance is key for neuroplasticity to flourish.
We've covered diet, sleep, stress, anything else that affects neuroplasticity.
There's one more that's really important.
Okay, what is it?
Social connection.
Oh, interesting.
We're social creatures and our brains thrive on connection.
So staying socially active is important too.
It is. It keeps our minds sharp and protects against decline.
How so?
Every conversation, laugh, act of kindness creates new neural connections.
Real?
It strengthens those social circuits in our brains.
That's amazing.
Studies show that strong social connections are linked to better cognitive function.
And lower risk of dementia.
Exactly. Nurturing those connections is just as important as exercise.
Wow, so it's all connected. Physical, mental, and social well-being.
Exactly.
It's about making choices that nurture our brains so they can thrive.
That's a great takeaway.
And as we talk about this, there's another aspect of Dr. Erickson's work that I find really fascinating.
Wow, what's that?
He's exploring the idea that neuroplasticity itself might be a form of exercise.
Yeah, challenging us to rethink brain health.
That's mind-blowing. I can't wait to hear more.
Well, that's where we'll pick up in part 3 of our deep dive.
Welcome back. Still thinking about that idea of neuroplasticity as exercise for the brain.
It's a good one, right?
It really makes you think.
It does. We've been talking about how exercise helps the brain.
Right.
But what if learning and challenging ourselves mentally is a workout in itself?
So instead of thinking of them as separate things,
Right.
maybe they're more connected.
Exactly. Every time we learn something new,
Yeah.
pick up a new skill, even just have a good conversation,
Uh-huh.
we're strengthening those neural pathways, making our brains more adaptable.
It's like we're constantly shaping our brains.
Yeah, through our experiences.
So how do we give our brains a good workout then?
Well, the key is novelty and variety.
Okay.
Our brains love new experiences and challenges.
Keeping things fresh?
Exactly. Breaking free from routine, exploring new things.
So if we do the same thing every day, our brains get lazy.
Kinda. They get complacent, stop growing.
Got to shake things up.
Exactly. And there are tons of ways to do that.
Like what?
Learning a new language is great.
Oh, yeah.
It challenges memory, attention, problem solving.
A full brain workout.
It is.
Yeah.
And studies show it can actually increase the size of the hippocampus.
Really?
Yeah.
Not just keeping our minds active, but changing the brain physically.
Exactly.
Amazing.
What else?
Taking up a musical instrument
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
challenges coordination, motor skills, auditory processing.
And it's creative?
It is.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be that complex.
Okay.
Even reading, puzzles, good conversations,
The little things.
those all contribute.
So find things that challenge us, keep us curious.
Exactly. And it's never too late to start.
Really?
Neuroplasticity is lifelong.
So our brains can change at any age.
I can.
That's great news.
It is. And the more we use it,
The more resilient our brains become.
exactly, better able to handle aging. This has been incredible. I'm ready to challenge my brain.
That's the spirit. And remember, enjoy the process.
I will. Thanks for joining me.
Of course, it's been a pleasure.
It's amazing how much power we have over our brain health.
It really is.
So keep learning, keep moving, and keep those brains sharp.